All right, so this is Benjamin Achtley. He is a
Woo!
director of photography. You're in Riverside, right?
Yeah,
Riverside?
I'm in Riverside. So, I mean, Riverside is where I live, but LA is where I work, really.
Got it.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So he's a traveler in Southern California. Does lots of cool stuff with video, mostly cinematography, making music videos. Actually, let's hear from the source. What do you do exactly? Because I'm just kind of going off of your Twitter feed and like some of your portfolio stuff.
hmm so I help stellar brands tell stories and grow with video. And I do that whether I'm working in the film industry or I'm being contracted out by a marketing agency or if they're one of my clients, then I work with them directly, hire
Hmm.
out my team. So I kind of do a variety of things. Um, I've gone all over the world. So, I take it as it comes, but generally, mostly cinematography.
Mostly cinematography.
hmm
Now, when you're given a job, right? Like, let me rephrase that. Say you have an option for a couple of jobs, right? You have like say you have a music video, there's a product advertisement, and there's like an interview, right?
hmm
If they were all the same amount of money and they were all like really good return on the investment, right? Which one would you choose right off the bat?
Off the bat, I would choose whatever one I have the most emotional connection with.
Gotcha.
Um, Music videos are great. They're super fun,
Hmm.
very flashy, this, that, blah, blah, blah. But I'm here to tell stories. I'm here to, help people um, with their mission. My mission is to help other people with their mission.
Hmm.
Um, so I would probably weigh, um, how am I going to create the biggest impact with
Right.
video? How are my clients, each of those individual leads, what is their goal and what are they trying to accomplish? And how does that align with what I'm trying to
Right,
do?
right. So the basis with you is all you always want to tell stories. You always want to do it in the most creative medium possible.
Definitely, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So when it comes to the sort of the planning process, like how do you plan your content? Say like you're already locked in with a client, they have the concept, but they don't really know like specifics yet. What is your sort of modus operandi when it comes to that?
The best thing to do is ask questions. You know what I mean? Everybody knows video is very, very, very powerful in 2019,
Hmm.
but not everyone knows how to utilize it.
Hmm.
What I noticed is that a lot of people, especially like the videographers, they commoditize themselves by being just like the handymen who are editing, filming, that type of stuff. Um, if you think of yourself as a business owner and you think about more about solving problems through video rather than creating just pretty videos, you'll get farther along faster.
Right. So pitch yourself as like a full on, production suite rather than just a guy who can edit your video or a guy
Correct,
who can do
correct.
the guy who can pitch yourself as the person who can bring the company story or the actor's story or the singer songwriter story to life, right?
Yeah, because we're problem solvers. Creativity is solving problems
Hmm.
to design, essentially.
Right.
Um, so,
Do you,
yeah,
do you do you go through like a scripting process for your stuff? Say it's just like an ad, right? Just a small
yeah,
ad
just
for a
a little
company.
commercial.
Yeah. Do you go through a
Yeah.
script? Do you have like a really formal way to do it, or do you kind of just have sort of a rough outline that you've used a lot and you
Mhm.
kind of just roll with that and go
Now,
with
are you referring to like pre-production for the video, or are you talking about as far as like the sales to landing the
no,
client?
no, no, pre-production for the video construction.
Video construction. Yeah, there's definitely a system for that. I think it also depends on, what the goal of the video is,
Hmm.
um, how big and what the production looks like.
Right.
Oftentimes we really don't need to hire, director, gaffer, the full team, a full production team.
Hmm.
Um, for most businesses, I think you can really land everything you need to with like a three-man team. You know,
Right.
audio, director, video, on if you have another one-man band type thing who can kind of
Right.
do a little bit of everything.
Right.
Um, mhm.
I've found a lot, like most of my jobs, I've only done one course where I've worked with somebody else. Most of my things I've had to do alone. And I
Yeah.
think there can be significant value in just getting a guy for the day just to do the audio or just to worry about that.
Oh, immense value.
Just outsourcing that, I'm just imagining how much stress and worry and just like peace of mind you'll have just letting somebody else who's good with it just handle it.
Oh, surely, because the thing is like full stack marketers are like a big thing. I think these micro agencies will start popping up, but I think also like full stack creatives will start being a bigger thing as well.
What do you mean by full stack?
Full stack meaning, they got experience and they have experience as well as, training, or that they're comfortable taking on marketing in various aspects, whether it's like web, SEO, video, photo. They can roll ads, set up campaigns, content
So
strategy.
basically just very skilled videographers, right? That understand the more in depth than just how to shoot a camera. They understand how to effectively sell that and all the minutia that comes with that, right?
Yeah, well, surely, because let's say I'm selling a $2,500 video, and like it's really not gonna like cost me that much to make, blah blah blah. But what if I'm solving a $15,000 problem for that business? That's kind of an unfair value trade.
Right.
And I'm not here to like make the most money in the world. Like that's
we wouldn't be if we were
fine.
videographers.
And that's fine if you are, but I think also when selling, you have to remove that scarcity mindset and focus on adding value and what that client needs the most.
Right. It's like, yeah, you want to. That's why when people ask me about like how much does a video cost, it's like, okay, give me some context. It's
Depends.
Not just, yeah, it just depends. That little button depends. Because if you come at me and you want a Facebook ad, okay, what's your product? Do I need to go anywhere? Right? How many different do I need models? How much time will this take? Well, do you need multiple ad sets? Do you want me to run the ads? Like, there's 50 different variables.
And so even on top of that, like, what is your goal with the ad? Are you trying to gain awareness?
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to make sales?
Mm-hmm.
Even with the actual ad, what is the intention of creating the ad? Because, I don't want to sell my client fluff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe they're gonna buy a video from me, and then the end of the process be like, oh, this actually didn't do what I was gonna do. And this videographer is trash because his video didn't work, when really it was just poor expectations and not communicated value from my end.
Exactly. Or where they'll tell you they want something, you'll make exactly what they want, and then it'll be done. Like, you think you're gonna get the cash handed to you, and it's like, actually, this isn't what I'm really looking for, and you're just like I wanted to. They tell you like, I want to do like brand outreach, right? So you make a little thing to like promote the little event, right? And they're like, no, that's not what I want. It's more like, and then they tell you everything that they want. That stuff right there.
Yeah.
So
I think it's our responsibility as video creators to be curious, to give ourselves permission to ask the deeper questions, to go into it with our clients, because that's what's really going to translate and, make us different than the average videographer. It's how we uncommoditize ourselves.
Right.
Because like we were talking about outsourcing, those audio engineers, or whether it's, a DP or director or a gaffer or first AC or any part of those teams,
just a grip,
they're really just commodities.
Yeah.
That fit into a bigger system.
Mm-hmm.
But if we can, as business owners, as young business owners, focus on adding value and solving problems, I think that's where we'll have the most success and set us apart from the average videographer.
I think too, like a red flag that can pop up with that is if the person will not effectively communicate with you what they want. If they're not giving you the time, if you're asking questions and they're responding with vague results, vague questions, and then they're taking a while to get back to you, and yet they expect this perfection from the video, like that. Those are the people you just can't work with, because.
Yeah, and surely, and on my end, I have forms that I send to all my clients and all my leads that you have to fill out to even qualify for us to even get on a phone call or a meeting.
Right.
Because, if let's say you're a craftsman, a local craftsman, and you're making woodworking, if you're not bringing in income and you're not making sales, how do I expect you to pay for my time
Exactly.
to even make this worthwhile as far as an energy exchange?
Exactly.
So
Yeah, I
yeah.
know. Because you don't want to work. You don't want to work with broke people because they can't pay you. Even if you like them as people, like you got to be able to get something from it as well, or else it's just wasting time.
Yeah, and I also think that like it also takes a very it's a very fine line of honesty that you have to play as a business owner.
Hmm.
Like be straight up with your clients. Like um, if you sense any sort of doubt, tell them. I'm sensing you're very hesitant or you were very uncomfortable when I mentioned prices or this or that. Do
Yeah,
you have any hesitation before we move forward?
right.
And I think that's
That will build
level.
trust. That will
Yeah,
build trust because they're like, oh, he actually cares. He's looking at my little micro expressions. He actually cares. He wants to give me some good stuff. So
definitely, definitely.
it'll definitely be huge. So what are the latest stuff? What are the latest projects that you've been working on in the past like couple months? Like, what are the coolest things that you've been doing?
So what I was doing this summer was working with, I was contracted out by a marketing agency,
Hmm.
and their clients are from like the skate industry. They're from the cannabis industry. A lot of them are micro brands that are creating one-offs, and they're kind of not like drop shipping, but they're creating those micro brands and they're marketing those out.
Hmm.
So I was doing a lot of branding, a lot of creative direction, as well as a lot of like not necessarily bigger budget, but bigger projects as far as the problems I'm solving with video.
Hmm.
And now that I'm moving forward after that, I'm really looking forward to. Well, my goal is to move into LA soon.
Hmm.
Um, so essentially, to build my own production company
Right.
and to hire my big buddies out for work.
Right. Right. Hire some people out so you don't have to do kind of the low tier jobs that you want to do but don't have time to do.
I mean, something I don't want to do them because I really want to help people.
Right.
It's just a matter of what aligns with my direction, what
Hmm.
aligns with my mission,
Hmm.
and I think that's super important, especially for younger videographers or even just video creators. Um, I mean, it's all about the hustle, right? First you'll do your first video for free, then maybe $100, and then 250, then 500, then 1,000, then 2,500, then 5,000, and whatever, whatever. So we're always just so consumed with like working, working, working to get it going. But I think many of us get stuck in that, and then we're always just having to work in order to make do. But we're never really working on our business. We're working in our business,
Hmm.
and I think that's a huge issue.
You
And
just become an employee basically. You don't own the business. You're not trying to
correct,
grow it.
correct. When really we should be having business meetings with business owners every single day, phone calls. We should be in communication with people so that
Hmm.
we can grow our business as well as focusing on building processes, building our client acquisition journey, super important. Um, so I think there's also different things that we can be working on when we don't have work that isn't really talked about.
Right.
Um, maybe it's presenting your work in a more professional fashion or a more easier way to refine. Maybe you need to give your brand a facelift. Update your logos, update this, update your website copy. Maybe you need to maybe you need to update some Google ads. Maybe you have your rolling ads out, but they're not even working, or you're getting not quite the right leads. There's always something to be working on in your business.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah,
Yeah. Never let it sleep because the second it sleeps, it dies. The second you stop trying to grow and get the video out there and get your word out there and let people know that you exist,
hmm
you're dead in the water. Because you can survive with some like consistent clients, but in terms of you know everyone wants to be the best they can, and if you stop getting your name out there, there's no way you'll be able to reach the next level, reach that next level of clients, reach the peak that you want to get at.
yeah, and I think too, it's like with that hustle when you're always working, and it's easy to get burnt out.
Hmm.
Which means that you're not going to be passionate about the work you're doing. You're going to care less about your clients. You're going to be moody, this and that. You're not going to be motivated. Next thing you know, you're editing all night and watching Netflix all day. So I think it's super important for us um, yeah, to be working on those processes, but also to be mindful of what we're doing.
Hmm.
'Cause I think we don't realize the impact of our daily lives, the small habits, the small this, small that, the routines, how much effect that has on our lives and on our business.
All right, it's definitely big. I've been practicing. What I've been doing is just, I'm getting to the point where I can kind of discern like which jobs I do and don't really want to go with. Because if I have a meeting with a client and we're not like our visions aren't quite vibing, and like maybe I don't really like I don't feel anything with this brand in terms of what if I can add anything.
Hmm.
Like a year ago, I would have taken the job anyway because I just wanted the money and the
Hmm.
experience and whatnot. But now I'm more like I think I can reach out to another guy who's in kind of a similar tier of business, but who I'd vibe with better on a personal level, and I could vibe with their product better.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to caring. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? When I was working for an agency called Lemonade Stand, in their customer service training, they would say, if you're not smiling, that they can know if you're on the phone.
Hmm.
So they said, they can hear your smile. Um, so if you care and you're smiling and you want to help and you have the desire to solve problems, you'll figure it out and you'll find a way. But if you're there just to make money or just to sell video or fluff, then it shows.
Yeah.
Um, Whether it shows to the business owner or whether it shows to other creatives in your network,
Yeah.
um, it depends. But I think that's a huge thing.
Yeah. Okay. When I first started, like I did not understand sales. I did not understand. So I just went up and I just told people about video, and then I told people the price, and then I smiled. And then I
Yeah, and you
realized,
just hoped that
yeah,
they
I just hope. And
hoped
then
that
I
they saw the
realized
value.
after like a month, I was like, this is not working at all. Like this just doesn't work. So I just started like just being cool and just not thinking of it as a sales process, just talking to people.
Hmm.
I just reframed it, and then it got a lot easier because then I was just talking to them on a human level and like trying to figure out what I could do, what their problems are, how I could help, and then ironically they would pay me more because I would actually care. They would actually see the value I'm bringing in and be like, oh, okay, this kid's actually legit. This kid's actually doing it.
Yeah, and I think also, a lot of people are scared to add value first. They're
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, I'm not going to be paid, or I'm going to lose this, or I'm going to lose that. When if you're focused on all those things, you've already lost, really.
It's scarcity right
Um,
there.
yeah, the scarcity mindset. You have to get out of that. You have to force yourself to be obsessed with solving problems, making your clients money, saving your clients time, stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, every business owner has a million things running through their mind. But everybody's task list is 10 pages long. Where if you can come in as a videographer or as a business owner or as a video creator, whatever your title is, whatever you're working towards, if you can come in and you can just with that small time you have with your client, communicate, hey, I'm not here to make you money. Excuse me, I'm not here to like sell you a bunch of fucking fluff.
Yeah.
I'm here to save you time. I'm here to build an asset for you that is going to communicate your brand and your mission, so that
Right.
anytime somebody buys a product from you, anytime your employee comes to work, they feel like they are contributing. And I think that's very, very important. And that no one really is, not no one is doing it, but it's like not heard of almost.
Right.
There's so many people that just want to create small little Instagram videos for businesses. And that's great. And that's super helpful for some people and some brands. But for the majority of us, it's not working. It's not working. And it gives video people a bad rep.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And like, because they'll charge these absurdly high rates. They make the little video. It gets
Yep.
like 10 more likes than normal. And then they're like, well, this was a scam. Screw
Yeah,
video.
exactly. And then that business owner is never going to want to pursue video when really, if you can communicate that, hey, having a video asset that can live online and that can decommoditize your business, like pretty much
Asset.
unlock your business from time and space.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to be huge for your business because you can only be open to so many hours of the day. If you're a brick and mortar, you can only be there so many hours of the day. You only have your. I'll think about all that stuff.
Yeah.
If you're online, you can only be posting this and that, engaging with your customers. But like if you have a video asset that is communicating your brand, your mission, who you are, what you stand for, and you have that online and you're showing that and you're putting it in people's faces, people are going to want to buy into your business, into your vision, and they're going to want to buy your product because they support what you're doing.
I think the assets is key, right? Because it's not content and it's not ads. It's the assets, right? That's the stuff like, you know, when you go on an about us page and there's a video shown, that's the asset, because 50 people are going to go to that page every single day. And if you have a clean, concise video that explains exactly what the person wants and needs, then it's going to be it's the return on value and investment on that's going to be insane.
Exactly, because, you know, at the bottom of that, when they fill out that form, they're already sold on what you're doing. They want to work with you at that point. Like for realtors, a lot of what I do and have done in the past, most realtors, they spend a lot of phone calls talking with clients, trying to sell them on themselves, because they really have to, one, sell the property, but one, sell themselves. So for realtors, let's say, you know, create that video asset that kind of communicates who you are, what you stand for. That really speeds up their process. Or let's say you're a coach. So you're coaching. It's super important for coaches to have video assets, so that when somebody watches their video and understand what that coach is doing, what they're working towards, how they help people. Right. By the time they're on the phone with the client, they're just taking credit cards. You know what I mean?
Right. Because video is proof. That's the thing. If people can see what you do, if people can see you, they know you're not just a little JPEG picture and a block of text with a phone number, right? If they can see you doing things, see you with your family, see you, like if you're in a coaching setting, see you coaching kids, see you, you know, doing X, Y, Z, showing the technique and whatnot. They're like, oh, okay, this guy's legit. This guy knows exactly what, you know.
Yeah, I mean, video is very, very visual, but I also think many of us don't realize audio is half the viewing experience. If you've done tests and asked your audience to watch a really beautifully filmed video, the cinema is great, you know, it was filmed on RE, this, that, Atlas lenses, blah, 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 but you've recorded it on a POS Rode mic, and it's all broken and it just sounds like shit. Yeah. No one is going to watch that video. Right. But, you know, if I film on my phone and I have a professional audio engineer and I'm going to make a little short film, it's much more easy to digest that video. Right. You know what I mean?
Right. Because honestly, like, audio is a big thing, because past a certain point, the return on quality when it comes to video kind of diminishes. Like, exactly, because most of us are only watching 1080p 720 on our phones anyway. Right. So it's like 1080, okay, past that, then it's more just about, okay, is your set lit? Okay, if your set's lit properly, okay, that's it. You kind of peaked, and the rest is just little incremental little stuff up. And then if your audio is like, I'm recording from a Rode Video Go mic 50 feet away. Exactly. With a bunch of room echo, and then I'm just going to pump up the levels and, you know, put a bunch of noise canceling stuff on there. It's going to sound awful. But if I attach them with a lav mic, put soundproof everywhere, put 2 different audio capture sources, have a technician working at 24/7, then we do that out. Oh, beautiful. Perfect. Yeah, and I also think another thing that matters is helping our clients with the content. You know, you have a conversation with your client and you talk through what you're going to go through during that video. And then, you know, you put that camera up and then they just freeze. You know, that's very common with most people. We're always so scared of the camera. Even I get like a little anxiety when the camera is on me. It's no different. Because, you know, you don't have 2 eyes looking at you. You have this one little lens, completely sterile lens just staring at you. And you have to and then to that lens, you're talking to the whole world. Yeah, and we feel so much pressure to say the right thing. What if I fuck up this or that? When it's like, in my opinion, the most human company wins. Right. Well, when I just did a video course with this dating and relationship coach, Pat Stedman, and I'm doing some advice, eh? So he was, you know, the first like 5 takes, screwing up constantly, right? Just, you know, he was overthinking, and then we're just like, I just basically walked him through the process. Like, you can talk as human as you want. You can make as many takes as you want. I got 8,000 minutes ready, right? I got so many cards. We can be here forever. We will get the good take. And that just took so much pressure off of him. And then literally every other take was fine. I've only had to cut like probably 10 minutes off the whole 10 hours so far. Long video course. That's awesome, man. So are you building that site for him and putting it up, or what's that process look like for you? So basically right now I'm just editing the video. and getting each one into little segments. They're all from about 4 minutes to 28 minutes long. And then he's going to go on, I think, Teachable, and upload them himself, because he wrote down, he has all the copy, he's got all how he's going to introduce.
So his content's set. He just needs a video form.
Right. No, he's got loads of clients already, and he's got loads of active, consistent clients, but it's just more of he wants to bring it to a premium level. And that's why I'm kind of tilting towards video courses, because I've realized that they can help a lot of creators that they're at that high level, but they're still selling, like, they got 20,000 followers and they're doing talks, but they're still selling Gumroad ebooks. And they're still still selling like low level e-products. They don't have a full on course where they can speak long form, have quizzes, kind of have a inner circle group going on. It's a great premium product to add. Definitely.
And I think that things like video courses are great because no matter where you are in the world, you can gain that information. I mean, for me, I dropped out of college at design school. I was studying graphic design. I mean, I'm obsessed with design, as you can see.
Yeah.
Room. I mean, I'm a huge nerd. I got Star Wars posters here and there. I love texture. But that process for me, I wasn't getting enough value from school for my time and even for my money. So I was like, oh my God, online education is huge. So much is online. Why am I spending all of my resources on this one avenue that's been laid out by society, when really I can just break the mold and grow so much faster and honestly have a much more intentional and meaningful life that way.
Right. You could do 4 years at graphic design only and get like really good at it, or you can do 3 months online, get good at it, but then you could then the next month you could do videography, next month you could do audio, next month, and then by the end of the year you're a whole production suite. Whereas if you just do that schooling, maybe able to draw a logo really well, but you don't have all the rest of the skills to be able to sell yourself and really create a package for a client or just yourself.
Yeah, so I think there's lots of things to learn online, lots of opportunity, really untapped market everywhere. There's opportunity for everywhere and for everyone. And
I think in the next like 5 to 10 years, we're going to have, because there's lots of business owners that still don't have a big social media presence. So there's going to be a big wave right now in the next 5 to 10 years of a bunch of older, maybe boomer, Gen X business owners, brick and mortar, that are going to want to be able to transition their stuff online, and offering video content will be huge. Because a lot of them they maybe ran a local commercial on the TV ones, but they don't understand like Facebook ads and Instagram content, having video assets. And then if some of them are like more, it's a individual client-based business, then just having a video testimonial set up, or having, that the full-fledged online course could just be amazing for them.
Yeah, I mean, it really helps those businesses unbind from time and space, like I said. That video asset is going to be producing.
I like that terminology. I've never heard that used before. Unbind from time and space.
Yeah, I mean, it's really what you're doing, is because, internet is everywhere at all times, accessible at all times. And I mean, it's really giving them an asset that's producing for them.
Your mic's rubbing against your shirt.
How are we looking now?
Let's see. There we go.
Better?
That's better, yeah.
Yeah, so like that video asset is going to unbind them from time and space, allowing that to produce for them, whether they're awake, whether they're working on their business, in their business, whether they're asleep. And if you can sell that, and if you can help communicate that value to that business owner, you have made them super happy, because you saved them time, you're making them money, you're most likely saving them money too, depending on what problem you were solving with that asset.
Yeah. And the biggest thing too, I think, from all that is the trust, right?
Exactly.
They know now they can outsource something really important to you completely. Not have to worry about it, and know they're getting something perfect every single time. And for them, like, that's worth way more than that's really where the value of the video comes in. That's where the cost comes in, right?
That's peace of mind,
Right. You could.
Are they gonna? Can I trust this person to communicate what I'm doing effectively,
right,
or are they gonna mess it up or miss the mark?
So you're making an ad, right? And there's one guy's offering 1,000 for the video, but the other guy's offering 3,000. But you've worked with the guy who's offering 3,000 50 times. He's never screwed up once. He's brought in thousands of dollars of sales, and the new guy, you don't know him at all, and he's just brand new, right? You're going to definitely go with the guy that's costing more. So
Yeah, and I think it's also depends on like, a lot of everyone's about saving money,
Hmm.
but it's also about just how you communicate, how you add value. I've had people come to me like, I would love for you to do this for me. I've seen the work you do; it's amazing. Blah blah blah. Um, but I have this person here who says he'll do it for half of what you'll do it for. Will you meet that mark? I said no, because that person isn't going to add the value that I'm adding to you.
Right.
The reason that person is cheaper is they're just a commodity. They're just going to create the video for you and call it done. Bye, deuces. When you work with me, you have me. I'm on your team. I'm here to work for you. I'm here to work with you. I'm here to help you grow. I think a lot of creators are super selfish in that way, where we're just here to create the coolest art, gain the clout, etc., gain the followers, gain the likes, and some of us are chasing that.
Yeah.
When really it should be the opposite. We should be chasing our clients' goals, our clients' problems, and helping them solve what they need done.
Exactly. Exactly. It's really just it's service. It's service to others other than service to yourself.
Yeah, it's that service.
Simple to simple
Service
mind switch.
leadership. Yep.
Simple mindset switch. That's how you make money. It's a paradox. You don't if you chase the money, you won't make the money. If you let the money come to you, the money will come to you, and people will be just handing you cash just because they know what you can do, and they know that you are the real thing.
Exactly.
Now, let's shift to gear, right? What
Totally.
what type of gear are you rolling with on, let's say it's just like a 1 day shoot, right? Just
Yep.
pretty simple, nothing super fancy. You don't need a full setup. What would you say that is?
Let's say interview style.
Sure,
Doing an
interview style.
interview.
Let's roll with that. Yeah.
All right. Well, I use Sony. I shoot.
Mhm.
I've that was Sony A7S II. Love the thing. I think it's super powerful. I think the Sony systems are beyond like the technology is super innovative, and like what you get for the money is like way beyond. So like
They're so small too. Like it's amazing that
exactly.
all of that is in this little freaking little tiny box.
Yeah. So I mean, I shoot with a Sony. I'll bring some Zoom mics. Obviously, I'll do backup audio. So I'll have an on camera. Most likely, I'll have a lavalier tucked and taped into their shirt somewhere. And most likely, I will also have a boom mic above their head at a 45-degree angle.
Hmm.
I will also bring aperture lights, get that the light dome, great for soft, beautiful lighting.
Hmm.
Get that pretty close to their face. What else will I do? Depending on where my location is,
Hmm.
I might bring a bounce or I might bring a negative fill, just to create that depth, to create that help tell the story more.
Right.
So I think it also depends on what the goal of the video is, but
Yeah.
generally it's pretty simple setup. I mean, tripod, camera. I use the G Master lenses. Zoom audio recorders. Mics. Let's see, negative fills, bounces, lights, diffusers,
Hmm.
stuff like that. Super
Yeah.
simple setup. Really don't need a whole lot. Um, but it also accomplishes the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could do a lot. You could do a lot with that, definitely. So right
Yeah.
now I got the Ursa Mini 4K, not the new one, the the older Ursa Mini.
Yeah.
So still everything, still fine, still good, still freaking Ursa. Then I got a Rode boom, and then I'm getting one of those Sennheiser AVX mics.
Hmm.
Just for, and then because I'm gonna start doing the audio set that you're doing, where you have the boom and you have the lab, because I used to just do one or the other, and then I watched a couple of videos and I realized like I should just capture both. It would just make it the sound much cleaner, and then if one fails, you still have audio. So
Yeah, you definitely want that redundancy.
yeah.
I mean, I've filmed audio courses before. I mean, not audio courses. I've filmed video courses before, and let's say, well, each mic is meant for different things. So
Right.
like a boom mic is gonna be very directional. A lavalier is gonna catch lots of the room audio, and then just my simple mic on the camera, that's just gonna catch kind of like a general audio, whatever's
Right.
reading. When I really want the most targeted audio on that interviewer.
Right.
Let's say there's a fan, it's a really hot room, or the AC's on, this or that.
Hmm.
I'm really going to only want to catch his vocals.
Right.
Um, So, and it kind of helps with that stuff as well.
We had a problem with this shoot where there was a train that would go by every half hour, and it was in the back, and it wouldn't, it wouldn't chug and it wouldn't make it super loud noises, but you would just hear, and it would go away. But so I was terrified that during all of his talks, there's just going to be this loud rumble between all this stuff. But I'm surprised the little Sennheiser lav mic caught up none of it. It was, I think that was the best lav mic I've ever used in my life. It caught no outside sound. It just a bit of the echo.
Yeah, and there's this guy named, I forgot his actual name, but he goes by That Audio Guy. He has a great audio course if you want to check it out. He teaches just professional audio engineering at for filmmakers, but also for like sound engineers if you want to pursue like sound engineering, recording, commercials, anything like that. He has a course for that as well, but he has another one specifically for filmmakers that I took that has immensely helped me. It just teaches you all the simple tricks, hacks, proper techniques, how to, process your audio with, compressors, this, that, all the whole works. And if you want to check that out, I mean, seriously, I'll shoot you a link. It's amazing.
Yeah, shoot me that. I'd like to know that because I started. So here's the timeline of my audio work, right? So 2 years ago, audio work for me was throwing on some noise canceling, playing with the levels. That's good. That's done. Then a year later, okay, probably should go into the compressor and whatnot and figure this stuff out. Now I'm like dealing with Q values and bunch of like mixers and putting effects, and obviously my recording hardware's gotten better too. So it's been but audio is so key. Audio is so key. Cannot stress that enough. How key audio is.
Definitely.
Yeah, like
most definitely.
And honestly, the thing. Okay, do you use an external recorder when you're recording your audio?
I do.
Okay, so you don't plug it into your Sony.
It depends. Like with Rode has a system where if you plug it into your camera, it'll record just straight to your video file.
Right.
But I always like to have that redundancy, like I said. And I use Zoom. Like H4n is great. H6 is great.
I got a Tascam that does a similar thing.
Tascam's great. Even the Zoom H1s, like those are fantastic. You really don't need like the biggest, beefiest audio equipment. You really don't. I think especially as video creators and just tech people in general, we get so obsessed with like, new tech, blah, 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 whatever it may be. Like, so cool, I need this.
No, you don't.
Really, you don't fucking need it. Focus on like developing your skills, learning sales, being the best person you can, and you'll achieve what you need to.
I think you also need to you need to intuitively know when the equipment's starting to hold you back, because there is a point where you're like, okay, like this tripod is not working anymore. It's not stable. Like it can't support this big lens I'm trying to put on, right? Or like my lenses are kind of crap. Like I want to get a better zoom. This focal length isn't that great. The low light isn't that good. There's always a time that comes, but I don't think you should rush that early. I had a T6i until like 3 months ago.
I used a T3i for years. I still have it. I mean, honestly, I let my mom use it for her photography now. Love the thing. What I do now, I had a 6D for a while. Now I shoot Sony. So I shoot most of my stuff on Sony, and if I really need it, if it's a bigger production, chances are I'm gonna rent an Ursa Mini Pro, or I'm gonna rent a Red, or I'm gonna rent an Ari, or something like that along those lines. So.
Right. Yeah. I honestly, like I did the rental once with the Ursa, and it was either between like, okay, get another DSLR mirrorless or just buy an Ursa. And I just sat there like thinking like, I just want that Ursa. Like I just want something was in me like, you just want that Ursa. And every time it's worked, it's been beautiful, and it's honestly interesting because the version I have, the 4K, and the slightly older version, the screen is way bigger. It's like the 4.6K is this little tiny, like little iPod touch screen, and then the 4K is like a big freaking iPhone screen, And so it's a lot better to like see your footage right off the bat. Because that was a big problem I ran into with the 4.6K.
Yeah, and I've used the 4.6K a lot at a previous agency I was working for when I was in-house. Loved the thing. It's just terrible low light. And if you're not putting in the time, to make that production look good, honestly, you're better off just shooting on a Sony.
Yeah.
That's my hard opinion.
Yeah, definitely. If you're going to be mobile, right? A lot of my stuff recently has been very like in studio, very set up, very prepared.
Hmm.
So the Ursa works well for me. And I still have the T6i in case I need to be mobile. But
Yeah.
in terms of like if you're doing night shoots or anything like that, like definitely gonna want that the Sony or the the Canon or something like
Yeah,
that.
that run and gun lifestyle, that guerrilla filmmaking.
Mhm.
Honestly, I think it's what most of us start out with. So it's super fun to do that. It just doesn't always, it's not always what the client or production needs.
Right. Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely not. Now, looking to the future, what are your plans for the future? You just mentioned something about a production agency in LA.
Yeah. So, I mean, right now I'm freelancing. I'm on full-time freelance, but I would love to start my own thing with a group of friends, find a crew, build with them. I think it would be fun to start building a rental house, start renting out gear, start building that passive income, while also adding value to my fellow filmmakers. I think it'd be awesome to start creating my own products, start selling my own products. I think it'd be awesome to start doing coaching for other creatives as well, to start marketing myself as a creative coacher,
Mm-hmm.
something along those lines. I haven't really gotten that far. I think I'm quite a bit of work to do to get there.
Right.
But those are some directions that I'm playing with in my head, some things that I'm excited about.
Yeah.
I'd very much like to move to LA. A lot of my network is out there. A lot of my work is out there. So I think that would just put me in the right environment to make some of those moves.
You don't want to be doing the Riverside to LA drive.
Oh, I already do, man. I already do that daily, man. I already
Oh
do
my
it.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you're local too as well, right? You're in San Diego-ish?
Yes, Northern San Diego County. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Escondido.
So Carlsbad.
Oh, Carlsbad. Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
love that area. That
Yeah.
area is so nice, God.
Yeah. So basically, that whole North County area, that's where I like to go around.
Right on.
Sometimes in Temecula, but
Yeah.
I've stayed local, and honestly, it's been fine. Like I haven't need, and every once in a while, yeah, I go to LA because somebody will fly in and whatnot. But
Hmm.
staying local is honestly, like, you think it'd be oppressive, but if you have a really strong, close local presence, and then you have an online presence, you know, you got both bases covered.
And I
And
think too, like you don't necessarily need to be in a specific area to start making moves. I think a lot of people think, oh, I need to know this or I need this in order for me to do what I want or to make the move. And really, it starts with us. I mean,
right,
what are we doing to make the moves we want? How are we spending our time? We really have to audit every single minute of our day, whether it's watching YouTube, this or that, whether we're just being consumers of content instead of being focused on creating content or um, building our business.
right, yeah. You just gotta set time. Like every day,
Yeah.
you just got to have a set amount. If you're gonna be freelancing because you gotta make money,
Hmm.
there's got to be a set amount of hours every day that you're just doing pure 100% focused work stuff. And then I really like the complete on and off with work. I like
Yeah.
going super hard, super focused, nothing gets in my way, nothing else. And then the second I'm done with it, like I want to be able to just unplug completely,
Yeah.
just enjoy things,
It's
shoot
in,
for fun, you know?
yeah, it's interesting because it's such a like a work life balance is so difficult.
Right,
I think for many of us we get stuck in that hustle, but it takes a lot of boundaries and it takes a lot of time management skills
right,
um, for us to get to that point.
right. And
And
the
I think
thing
it's super
is,
healthy for us to uncheck and to give us
oh,
that time to be human.
definitely.
Uh,
Def-
yeah,
if all I did was video, like I might be richer, but like I would not be well. Like it's
yeah. I mean,
100.
I've been there. I've worked
Yeah,
myself to the point where I've gotten stomach infections, and
yeah,
that actually put me out for months. Um,
exactly.
or I was in the bed just trying to deal with that. I mean,
And because that's the thing. If you overwork yourself, then it could potentially knock you out for a period that would destroy all the things you've gained.
yeah,
So you just need to, you're running a business. You set your own hours, but you also got to set your breaks too. And they don't have to
yeah.
be like, everybody has breaks differently, but you
I
know.
think it's about being sustainable too. I think in our industry, we really have to be good at taking those long sprints. Sprints as meaning like let's say you're filming for 16 hours in a day, and then you got to go home and finish a quick editing project. You have to be able to endure that, but you also have to think about long term. You know what I mean? You know, can I do this for the next 10 years?
So you have a couple of those, and then you take like a week where you're just like doing some low, low skill editing, and you're just like relaxing. You're the more like outreach side of your business. You get back on your diet, you get back in groove of exercise and whatnot. And then you get thrown into hell again for another 2 weeks.
So if you can look at your time and say, can I keep doing this 6 months from now?
Yeah.
Can I keep doing this a year from now?
Yeah.
And if in about 2 years you feel like you would just hate your life, make some radical changes in your life quick, in your business quick. And if that means making less money initially and having to work on your business, this or that, maybe that means driving a less fancier car or whatever it may be for you. Not buying the new Yeezys, not buying the new Obey shirt or designer this or that. It takes a lot of humility to do those things. But I think it's super, super important for us creatives to do that.
You just think like if you still want those, like I used to want like all the new shit, all the new new clothes, the new Xbox, all that stuff. I don't even like when I was like, all right, I'm just gonna I got to accrue some money before I do that, and then I started accruing money and I realized like I don't even want that stuff anymore. I want to like put more into my business. I want to like put more into like personal development and whatnot. I don't it has no attraction to me anymore.
Well, it's like most people buy those things so they can like gain the self-fulfillment of showing it to their friends and like flexing and this and that, when if you're not like, if you don't care about what your friends think, or you don't care about those external sources, all the haters, the shit talk, blah, 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 if you don't care about pleasing them and you're focused on your business, it's so much more fulfilling, man.
Yeah.
Like objects are objects and they're cool and not, but relationships are much more important.
Right.
Sustainability is so much more important. Stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Your mic's doing the thing again. So.
Buns.
Yeah.
My clip. I was playing games last night and my clip broke.
Oh boy.
I was playing Apex Season 3 and I had put my headphones down to get some water. Shit broke and I was real mad. So I'm gaff taping it for now.
Okay, got it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Honestly, like my favorite part about videography is that this is the most cliched thing ever to say, but like literally the possibilities are endless when it comes to what you can do with it. Like you don't have to work with like companies. You can just work with like, you can niche yourself so hard down. You can work with like yoga moms who are 40 years and older and you just make like yoga videos for them. And that's all you want to do, right?
Yeah.
Or you can like be like, okay, I'm going to be a marketing, or you can like, I want to do like narrative films and get into that sort of field, or I want to work for just an in-house company. One of the things, there's so many things you can do with this skill, and it's unbelievable. And even if you're not a videographer, like it's not your main source of income, but just like having the skill to be able to like, say you have a dropshipping store, right? If you know how to work a camera, do a bit of lighting, like play with the music, do some basic editing, like just that's so helpful, and that accelerates your brand way past where it was. Definitely. I think it's one of the most videography is one of the most underrated skills, because you hear about, you got to learn to sell, you got to learn to write copy, you got to learn to hustle, right? You got to learn to blah blah blah, drop ship, you got to learn to e-com, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But videography on top of that is so huge, because you can make the assets, you can make your content, you can make your ads, and then you can outsource all that. And then what to look for when you're outsourcing it, because you can tell if somebody's full of shit or somebody's, they know exactly what they're doing. They're better than what I was doing. Yeah.
I mean, online, niche is king. The more clarity you can have, more like clarity as far as like your direction and what you're working towards, you probably make more money that way. That's why these wedding videographers who do like travel films and they do all these destination weddings and elopements, that's why they get paid to do like what they do so well. It's because they're very niche. They're only doing these types of things, but they do it so damn well that no one else can do it as well as them.
Right.
And they have the system in place so that they can travel all the time while still delivering those deliverables, whether it be photos, whether it be videos, whether it be design, whatever it may be, or a package of all three. they're so good at executing those because they have that system in place.
Yeah.
A lot of videographers, we're just taking whatever we can get, blah, 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 blah. And we're just like, oh yeah, I can do that. Oh yeah, I can do that. When, if you don't have that solution, why would you offer it?
Right.
I mean,
Right. You're just trying to get money. That never
you're
works.
trying to get money.
Yeah. Okay. Last thing before we close up. Do you have any like just horror story that you were on a set for that traumatized you so much that it spurs you into action, and then like because of that you just developed yourself a lot better and you learn new things and it accelerated you in a sense?
Yeah, I've been let me think about that. Give me a second.
Okay. Yeah.
There's been a few. I think everyone has a couple, especially when they're starting out. I think when I first started out, I was filming a ton of weddings, just trying to gain that experience.
Oh, shit.
And when you forget, or when that audio isn't there for that ceremony,
Oh, shit.
I've had a few of those early on in my career where, my XLR cable to my external recorder messed up with the mic, or they didn't have that, or the DJ forgot to plug it in, whatever it may be. I mean, that's on me because it's my video, my job. But earlier on, I had a few of those, and when I was filming weddings and that's just never fun to come up to the client and be like, yay, like I messed up. I didn't do this, or blah, blah, blah. And because of that, I don't have the audio from your wedding.
Right.
And then as far as production goes, shoot. I mean, there's been times where we just have to make the production happen, and someone's gear fails, or someone didn't think about redundancy, and next thing you know, all of our batteries are done, but no one brought a charger. You know what I mean? So stuff like that, but nothing too brutal. I haven't had too many like tragic events.
Yeah. It's kind of same with me. Like there hasn't been one like super killer thing that caused me to like have some dark night of the soul moment where I'm like walking out in the rain all depressed and like screaming up at the sky like, I will fix this. But like there's just been times where like I'll be at a shoot and then like just the camera will shut off, and it's like during a really important part of like the talk, and just be like, what the fuck? And then I'll go through and the camera battery's dead, other batteries aren't just a shit show when it needs to happen. Times with the clients, and I just like, she would convey something and then I would do it, and then she would get mad that I would do that, and then I was just stuck in this endless loop, and then I finally was just like, I'm out. I can't do this anymore. Audio failing frequently, but I've never done a wedding. I don't think my skill set would really align with a wedding, but I always feel like main wedding videographers, like those are the worst horror stories, where when you're first starting out and then they're about to give their vows and then the camera just shuts off, which is like, it just turns into a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, I've even had with the Sonys, sometimes they're not very great with like heat. And when you're filming like a wedding in Palm Springs or in the desert, generally in California, it gets fucking hot. So I've had like, all right, it's time to cut the cake, or it's time to do the vows, or it's time to do the best man speech, or this or that, and my camera's overheating. Like I physically can't work. Like I'm sorry, but like that happens.
Is there anything you could do to prevent that, like a sunshade or anything? Yeah,
I mean a sunshade, keep a fan on it. I mean all sorts of stuff, but it depends on what you're working with too. What camera you have.
Yeah, an ice box.
An ice box.
Just have an extra Sony in the icebox with all the same setup in case you just need to swap quickly. Yeah, well, great talk, man.
Yeah, dude, I'm glad you had me on. I really appreciate you inviting me on.
Yeah, this was great. So everyone, drop your socials and your and so everyone can follow you and see your content.
I am at Benjamin Achtley, ATCHLEY, pretty much on all platforms: Instagram, Twitter, Vimeo. I mean, I don't even use that many like socials. I use Instagram and Twitter mostly. So follow me on there. I'd love to connect with you.
Nice. And if you guys enjoyed this podcast, please, if you feel like you want to and you want to be nice, drop me a little something on liberapay.com/Tiger Productions. It's a little donation site, kind of like Patreon, but a bit better because once you donate to me, you can get in my little Tiger Productions group, and then we could have great conversations and share value to each other about production, his production stuff, working with video, doing all that kind of stuff. So it's good value, and you help out the show.
Whew.
All right, good, man.
All right, man. I'm set.
Awesome.
Alrighty, man.